love to come home from Washington for reasons that I look out and I see today. Real faces of real people.
The mission is to provide quality, low-cost health care in a medical home setting for those who are either underinsured or uninsured. PanCare of Florida is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation that is the outgrowth of a community endeavor that actually started 10 years ago in Panama City in Bay County and has expanded to Walton County today.
The citizens of this wonderful community
Currently, the fee for a medical visit starts at $25 and goes up to the usual and customary fee for those who are over 200% of poverty. Just last year, we applied for and received a Florida Blue Foundation grant to establish a clinic at the Muskoka Nation, Florida, in Bruce, and that's currently open and operating.
And join with you in presenting this $100,000 check, which we hope will sustain the clinic over the coming years.
We come into a community, we want to be a member of the community, and we want to be the community's medical home for those that are less fortunate that need health care services. Now that you know about PanCare, you may be wondering what a community health center is. Community health centers have been popping up in communities since the 1960s and are located from here in Florida all the way to Hawaii. To learn about community health centers, let's turn to our friends in Hawaii.
What is a community health center? When you think about a community health center, what do you see? Is it a crowded place where you feel like just a number? Or is it a place that only accepts you if you have a certain kind of health insurance? Well, it's not. Community health centers are thriving, patient-centered facilities that practice wellness, collaboration, and excellence. And together, the 14 community health centers in Hawaii are building the future of healthcare. First, community health centers are nonprofits. So unlike other providers, community health centers aren't focused on treating as many sick people as they can just to make money. Instead, community health centers work with each patient to get well, be well, and live well. Unlike most private physicians, health centers provide care for all patients. So whether you get your health insurance through your employer or through a government program like Medicare or Medicaid, or even if you have no insurance at all, you'll still be cared for at a community health center. Community health centers offer comprehensive care, so they can treat the whole person. They offer primary medical, dental, prescription, and mental health services. Many health centers also offer pediatric, nutrition, exercise, and other wellness programs. Just as important, health centers strive to deliver services that respect the diverse cultures and needs of their patients. Community health centers are also at the leading edge of technology and use electronic medical records so that all members of the healthcare team can better coordinate and care for their patients. By analyzing all this information, health centers are also able to better manage the needs of patients with chronic health conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or obesity. Dealing with the healthcare system can be an expensive, confusing experience. But community health centers believe in practicing patient-centered healthcare, surrounding you with a team of supportive, caring professionals. And it all starts with you, the patient, taking an active role in improving and managing your health. Finally, as a nonprofit, each community health center is governed by a board of directors. The majority of the people who serve on the board are actual patients of the health center. That makes health centers responsive to the needs of their patients and to the larger needs of their communities. That's important because health centers operate in areas of our state where access to healthcare services is limited. Giving patients in these communities a voice is essential. Community health centers are vital, respected partners in our healthcare system, from providing essential care to communities in need, to treating the whole person, all in one place. Community health centers are doing what's right for Hawaii.
Hi, I'm Chris Mitchell, PanCare's marketing coordinator. You now know that community health centers have been popping up across America since the 1960s, and that our creation has nothing to do with the new Affordable Care Act that's going into effect, primarily January 1st. But we do take private insurance, as well as Medicaid and Medicare, and you may be wondering how the new health care laws will affect you and your policies. For the answers, we turn to our friends at the Ad Council.
I have several pre-existing conditions, so the concern of not being able to be denied access is fantastic. I can only guess what my life would have been like without the Affordable Care Act. I know that I would have either absolutely been denied health care coverage, or it would be extremely difficult.
The Affordable Care Act has made it so CF does not define me. If I went in to get insurance before the Affordable Care Act passed, I feel like I would have just been laughed at.
7 insurance companies turned me down, rejected me because I had a pre-existing condition. I think that in 10 to 15 years, when my daughters have their own kids and they're making choices for health care, it's going to be silly to think back 15 years ago that people were discriminated for pre-existing conditions.
Hey kids, I'm Dr. Faith, your dentist. Did you know that you're supposed to be brushing your teeth for 2 minutes each time you brush? Don't just take it from me, take it from our friends on TV.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1, now spit! Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Jack Frost, you do have beautiful teeth.
My what?
Are they really as white as they say? Yes. Oh, they really do sparkle like freshly fallen snow. This is an excellent example of what teeth should look like. Check out the iridescence of that incisor, the beauty of that bicuspid, the magnificence of those molars. And the best way to achieve such terrific teeth is brushing. 2 minutes, twice a day. Not 30 seconds, not a minute 45. 2 minutes. That's all it takes. They're beautiful.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Hi, I'm Chief Mark Weeks, City Marshal of the Phoenix Springs Police Department. Did you know that Florida law requires children under 5 to be restrained while riding your vehicle? There are different kinds of child safety seats available, and it can be confusing on how to install them. Here's some tips that can be of help, thanks to our friends at the Ad Council.
The latch system helps to make installation of your forward-facing car seat easier. Proper car seat installation is one of the most important ways to ensure that your child is safe while riding in a vehicle. Locate the latch anchors in your vehicle seat. Attach the straps on the car seat to these anchors and tighten. Now, using your vehicle owner's manual, locate the tether anchor. Connect the top tether strap found on top of the child seat to the tether anchor. Be sure to properly position the harness on your child. Buckle the harness and adjust until snug. Place the chest clip at armpit level. You're now ready to go, knowing your child is safe and secure. See the manufacturer's guide for more information. Anchor, tether, latch. Proper car seat installation is one of the most important ways to ensure that your child is safe while riding in a vehicle. Installing an infant car seat with a separate base can be easy with the latch system. Locate the latch anchors in your vehicle seat. Attach the straps on the car seat to the anchors. Tighten the belt to secure the base to the car. It shouldn't move more than an inch. Place the seat into the base and make sure it is attached securely. Rear-facing seats should always go in the back seat. Your little one is safest here because it's away from the front passenger airbag. Be sure to properly position the harness on your child. Buckle the harness and adjust until snug. Place the chest clip at armpit level. Your child is now safe and secure and ready to go. See the manufacturer's guide for more information. Anchor, tether, latch. When children outgrow their child car seat, they're ready for a booster seat. Installing a no-back booster seat only requires the lap and shoulder seat belt. Place the booster seat flat against the vehicle's seat and back. Have your child sit in the seat. Put the seat belt around the child, place the belt through the positioners, and fasten the buckle. Make sure the shoulder part of the belt fits across the chest, not the neck, and the lap portion lays across the upper thighs. Your child is now ready to go. See the manufacturer's guide for more information.
Hi, my name is Brooke Powell. I'm with Bay County Emergency Services. I'm the Training and Safety Coordinator, and one of my favorite parts of my job is to help people get ready for hurricane season or any other disaster, because you never know what might hit you. First thing that we like to talk about is the most important thing for you to have in your emergency kit, and that's water. You need 1 gallon per person per day for, we say, 72 hours, so that's 3 days. So if you have a family of 4, you're going to need 12 gallons of water. That's a lot of water, but that's what it's going to take. You can also buy your water in the more handy single sizes. That's up to you. I keep several of these at my house in the corner of the garage. You're going to need food. What I like to tell folks is to pretend like you're going on a primitive camping trip where there's no electricity and there's no water hookup. So we want you to be ready for those things. One of the things we like to talk about when we're packing up for this is to have one of these. It's surprising, I go talk to kids all the time. High school kids don't even know what these are. So have a manual can opener. So if you have cans of tuna like that, you can get into them. We like for you to have high energy, easy kind of food. That way you're just ready to go, and you also need things to make your food and to eat your food. So have your cups and your forks and your knives and your napkins, your paper towels. I swear by the baby wipes. You can wipe down with them, you can wipe your hands off with them, you can wipe all kinds of things off with these. And also for cleaning up, the disinfecting wipes are great. Go ahead and have your prescriptions together before the storm, because if you're in a storm situation, you're not going to be able to get your prescriptions filled. During this time of year, a lot of doctors will write your prescriptions out for you for 3 months ahead of time. So go ahead and take advantage of that. Another thing that I like to tell folks to take advantage of all year long is to have a jump drive. Put things like your life insurance policy, your home insurance policies, pictures of the contents of your house on one of these. It makes it so much easier when the adjuster comes. You can also put your medical history on these. That way if you have to go somewhere else, you got everything with you on this portable little thumb drive. Again, toilet paper, paper towels, you just really want to be able to be sanitary during the storms. At the same token, have your items like your toothpaste, your toothbrush. Another big thing in Florida after a storm was with all the standing water, the mosquitoes are going to come out, so have your mosquito repellent. Some sunscreen would be great, especially if you're outside working afterwards. If you're outside working, it's a good idea to have a mask. Any debris that might be floating around, any dust. If you're cleaning up fiberglass or that sort of thing, it's good to have this. When it comes to safety, we want to make sure that everybody's safe in the aftermath of the storm. One of the things that we like to stress is that after a storm for 72 hours, we might not be able to get to you. Emergency services might not be in place for you. So make sure that you have everything in place at your home. Have a fire extinguisher, know how to use it. There are instructions on the extinguisher, or there are also classes that are given throughout your community. Have a flashlight. This guy is dead because it's been sitting there and I haven't checked the battery. So make sure you check your battery so when you go to turn your flashlight on, it's ready to go. I keep batteries. Make sure that you have a working smoke alarm in your home. And to me, just as important, make sure you have a working weather radio in your home. An emergency in our community, a lot of people like to think that it's a hurricane, and that's our focus. But we might have a tornado. We might have any other number of things that might be an emergency. And this weather radio can tell you in the middle of the night whether there's a tornado coming your way or a severe thunderstorm. That way you can make the preparations for it before the debris are hitting your house and you're having to react to a situation. A first aid kit is always good. If you're cleaning up debris after a storm, you might cut your hand. You want to be able to be as sanitary as possible. I have a fuel tank here to remind me to tell folks that during hurricane season it's a good idea to keep your tanks at 3/4 of a tank or above. This gives you the opportunity, if you do decide to evacuate, if you're told to evacuate, you've got almost a full tank of gas and you can get far ahead of the crowds before you have to stop and get gas rather than waiting in the long lines. Another thing that we like for you to have so you don't have to wait in the long lines is a supply of cash during hurricane season, because the ATMs will run out of money, and if there's no power, there's no way to get the money out of the ATMs. Another thing we like for folks to have in their emergency kit is a safety ladder. The kids can't pick this up like matches and cause any problem with it. It might take you a couple tries to get it, but you've got flame and you're safe. And also, if you're going to use a safety ladder for things like to light your grill, that sort of thing, make sure your grills are outside of an enclosed area. You don't have them in your garages or on your back porch, because that can lead to carbon monoxide poisoning. Another thing that we really like to stress with folks, in this day and age, there's no reason to have candles in your home. If you're in a home after a hurricane situation, you might have your windows boarded up, somebody knocks over a candle, now you have a fire and you don't have the access to get out of your home. So we want to make sure that no one has candles for emergency lighting, that they use their flashlights or lanterns or that sort of thing, electric lanterns that are battery operated and are available anywhere nowadays. Another thing that we like for people to make sure that they prepare for are some of our vulnerable populations, like our elderly and our infants. Most mamas take care of their infants, but make sure that if you have small children, that you have diapers and baby food, that sort of thing for them. And also with our elderly folks, if they have incontinence issues, that sort of thing, make sure you prepare for them as well. I have this here to remind me to tell you that if you're going to have an emergency kit or if you're planning to evacuate with small children, take things for them to do. And I went to the University of Florida, so it is a Gator. So take things like crossword puzzles, coloring books, your Game Boys, your Leap pads, that sort of thing. Take your cell phone, take a charger for your cell phone. A car charger is really good when the power's out because you can just go out and hook it up to your car and charge your cell phone. My kids like to play on my cell phone. And garbage bags, that sort of thing. Just make sure that you have everything that you would have for a 3-day camping trip out in the middle of nowhere, and you should be pretty well set.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
So, don't get caught off guard like Al Roker did. Get your plan, practice your plan, know your plan, be prepared.
Severe weather can destroy a home in seconds. There's no time to think, only time to act. Have a kit so you're ready for any emergency. Develop a plan for what you and your family will do before disaster strikes. And stay informed during severe weather any way you can. It can be the difference between losing your possessions and losing your life. Just ask the owners of this house. Visit weather.com/ready and let the Weather Channel help you prepare your family for emergencies.
Hi, I'm Bay County Superintendent of Schools Bill Husfeld. Dropping out of school should not be an option for anyone. Maybe you were in your last year of high school and just didn't get inspired to finish, or maybe something personal happened and you just didn't get to where you wanted to be. Do you know that right here in Bay County you have career training options for any age, and there is funding available, grant funding available for you if you're interested in getting further education in fields like welding, aviation, car mechanics, construction, electronics, cosmetology, or any other area. You can still get your high school diploma and learn a trade at the same time. All you have to do is call Tom P. Haney Technical Center at 850-747-5500 and ask for more information. Dropping out of school should not be an option for anyone. Now here's some more information provided to you from our friends at Ad Council.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation. And every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor, has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through. Because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Talking to your kids about finishing school isn't easy, just necessary. Go to boostup.org for materials that can help.
This is the Muskoka Nation of Florida Rural Relief Food Pantry Day. We have a coalition of folks that came from various churches in the south part of the county, some from Okaloosa County, that come and help us on our pantry days with a work day. They provide labor, which is what we really need, for doing things like we're going to recover part of the ramp so that during potential rains people can actually stand there without getting wet. They're working on the thrift shop. Trying to fix some leaks in the roof and straighten up some of the back and make sure that we got all of that taken care of. And we're starting to work on an outdoor bathroom, something we've really desperately needed. And by the way, many of the materials for that were donated. And that's the way we have to do things, is primarily through donations. We do have the clinic being open today with PanCare. That's going to be open today. That'll help with these folks that need medical care. We hand out food today. Normally every 3 weeks we do have a food bank pantry opening, and we hand out food to all of the families that are needy in this part of this county, along with Holmes County and Washington County.
Oh, I got milk, orange juice. I got orange juice, and some sweet potatoes, iced potatoes, and all kinds of stuff.
We carry out food to the cars, help pack the food into bags, and just socialize with people, make them feel good about coming out here.
We average about 145 to 146 families every week we have this open, and that's what we're trying to do today. We're just now getting it organized. We've got some changes going on because we are doing roofing and we are doing other things. There's going to be an Easter celebration for the kids from 10 to noon. There's going to be a little worship service, some refreshments, and Easter egg hunt across the street over at the Methodist Church. By the way, for those of you who don't know it, that's one of the only, I think, 2 Native American churches in the state of Florida. Okay? And the last thing is, the clinic should be open. The clinic is going to be, for those of you who have not had your flu shot yet, they're going to be giving free flu shots. Please, if you have not had your flu shot, go get one. Then we also had a person that donated jeans, a whole bunch of jeans that we're going to be giving out to folks who need them.
We feed a lot of elderly people. We work with a lot of faith-based groups, and we try to make people's lives a little bit easier.
Which are Baptist and Methodist and Catholics and Episcopalians and non-denominational. We bring a group to work here alongside the Indians and alongside the pastor at this Native American church. So we do that every 3 weeks when we have the Rural Relief Days across the street for folks who need food.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans. These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids. Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. But so is the solution.
Give a gift of meals to a family in need. Visit feedingamerica.org/giveameal today.
Do you think you might be suffering from depression? Here's some more information on depression from the National Institute of Mental Health.
I didn't want to face anyone. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't really want to do anything for myself because I felt like I was such an awful person that there was no real reason for me to do anything for myself.
Depression is more than just a feeling of being down in the dumps or blue for a few days. It is a serious illness that affects many people. Symptoms can vary, but many depressed people lose interest in activities they normally enjoyed, have feelings of sadness, guilt, and worthlessness, and have trouble concentrating.
Couldn't sit down for a minute really to do anything that took deep concentration. I tried to journal and I tried to do things, but I couldn't do that. I didn't read a book, didn't really do. I barely went to class. I wouldn't get out of the house. I was in college, so I wouldn't go to classes at all. I gained a lot of weight.
A person with depression can feel irritable and restless and have sleep problems.
Sometimes I'd sleep like only 3 hours a night because I couldn't sleep for weeks, but most of the time the opposite happened, where I would sleep 10, 12, 15 hours a day even.
People who are depressed can feel numb and tired all the time. In some cases, it can even lead to thoughts of suicide.
It was like I had big, huge weights on my legs and I was trying to swim and it just kept sinking. Then I'd get a little bit of air, just enough to survive, then I'd go back down again. It was just constantly just fighting.
Depression is a real and complex illness that is not yet completely understood. We do know that the brains of people with depression are different from those without the illness, but we aren't sure why. Scientists at the National Institute of Mental Health are studying brain images of people who suffer from depression, trying to learn why it affects some people but not others. Treatments for depression do work. One type of effective psychotherapy is called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT can help you change ways of thinking and behaving that may be damaging or contribute to depression.
I had one really good therapist, and through her I think I started really thinking about that I did have depression.
Medications called antidepressants can also help. NIMH researchers are getting closer to figuring out exactly how these medications work, who benefits from them the most, and how to make better, more effective ones. For many people, a combination of medication and psychotherapy may be the best choice. Depression can be successfully treated in many people, but sometimes treatments fall short. For this reason, NIMH continues to study the genetic, biological, and environmental factors that influence depression so that new and better treatments can be developed.
Other people, it became easier. I totally think it is a lot easier when people know. I think that was one of the key things that helped me do it, so that I wasn't doing it all alone.
If you have depression, telling friends, family, or someone you trust, and finding a doctor or therapist are the first steps on the road to recovery. Depression treatment can take time to work, so don't give up. Read more about depression on this webpage. If the symptoms fit, get help now.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Clark. I'm a mental health provider right here at Community Health Center. Did you know our services are free to clients of Community Health Center? So if you're experiencing any type of mental health issues, whether it's depression, anxiety, or some other type of disorder, please come and see us. We're here to help. You can make an appointment by calling us at 747-5272. So give us a call.